Hello there, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, it means you're part of the Favoured fam. Thank you so much for tuning in again, my favorite people. So yeah, but if it's your first time to see my face, your first time to click on to watch my video, then I say thank you so much. I am Doris, but you can call me Favor. I'm a YouTuber, of course. That's why I'm here. And I'm a Cameroonian, I'm an African, and I am based somewhere in Europe. You can guess that in the comment section below if it's your first time anyways. I do TikTok videos like this one. I also do reaction videos where I react to things that happen around us, most especially what that has to do with the African community. And of course, I also share some of the stuff that I love to do, like cooking. So on Saturdays I have cooking series where I share delicious recipes with you. So if any of these things is what you would like to see, then definitely consider to subscribe by hitting the red button that says subscribe, and of course turn on your notification bell so you get notified each time I upload a video. Hey, welcome back. Okay, I'm back again. So as you can guess from today's title, I will be talking to some of us women, especially the African woman. Like I said, I share my opinion so much when it has to do with the African community because I'm a proud African. Okay, and so today we will be talking about feminism. And this is a very controversial / sensitive kind of topic, I know. But most times when I come and sit in front here to talk to you guys, it's because of something that I maybe have experienced, or somebody around me have experienced, or I might have seen it somewhere on social media. So this topic, I was like, okay, this topic is very important. I don't need to share my opinion on this alone. I would want to do a collaboration with some of my African sisters so they can tell you what they think about. So today I succeeded to get one of them to collaborate with me on doing this together with my beautiful, amazing, sweet sister from Cameroon as well. And she also has a channel. She's a YouTuber, she's a mom, she's an amazing person, she's down to earth. If you know me, you know I love humble people. If you know me, you know I love people who do not carry their neck at their shoulder. So anyway, she's called Kenna. She's a YouTuber based in Cameroon. So I'm gonna leave the link to her channel down in the comment section below, so that after watching my video you can head over to hers and hear what she has to say about this topic. So today the topic today is for us to talk about feminism and how it affects the African society, especially the African home. If you are married or if you are in a serious relationship, how does this affect you? This idea of feminism, how it affects you. Okay, we want to start by asking ourselves, what is feminism? I think Google is there to help us all, but if you ask me, I'm gonna go for a simple, plain and basic definition that says that for me, feminism, I think, is the advocacy for equality of gender, which means we are looking for equality with our opposite gender. Okay, but today we have so many definitions of feminism that had seen the bed of so many different types of feminism, or so many group of feminists, and you can research more on that. I'm not going to do a lecture on feminism right here. I'm not a lecturer, but you can maybe classify it. You have the classic feminist, you have the classic feminism, you have liberal feminism, you have the extremists. You can go on and on and on. But if you want to ask me again, for me, feminism boils down to three things. It boils down to fairness, it boils down to humanism, and it boils down to what? Equality. That is what feminism is to me. So when we look at our society back home from Africa, where we come from, the girl child had a specific position. For example, when people have like 4 girls and the woman has not had a boy child, like the father will be like, you need to give me a boy child, which means the girl child was not regarded as a human being. The girl child was not regarded as equal to a female child. Also back home, our mothers, some of us, our mothers or our grandmothers were seen as nothing else than being housewives. They were seen as nothing else than being the woman in the kitchen. They were seen as nothing else by being the woman that sits in the house to raise the kids. Okay, but all these things were imposed of them. It was not out of their own free will to decide to say, I want to sit at home and take care of my kids, or I just want to sit at home and take care of my home. You know, it was imposed on them by the society, because the society felt that as a woman, that is where you belong. As a woman, you were trained to become like this, to stay in the house, to wash, to clean from morning to night, to not to even go to school. Some consider women going to school as a waste of resources. But hey, feminism came in and tried to say, no, these people are also human. You know, a girl child also has the right to go to school, just same way like a boy child. You know, a woman also has the right to pursue a career just like a man. You know, the fact that this woman is your wife, or this woman is going to become your wife tomorrow, does not mean that she has lost the right of following a career. Okay, so these are some of the things that used to happen or still happen on a low scale nowadays, and I think that is why feminism came up. Back also in the days, you will never see a woman that is taking part in policy making. For example, you will never see a woman in a parliament that is there to vote laws or give her opinion about certain things. You will never see a woman taking political positions back then. But when feminism came, all these began to change, because women started crying out for equality of gender, equality, which is a very good thing. I loved it and I stood by it. But today, what is making me to talk about this video is because I have seen the way, with this age, this 21st century, with the rise of social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, feminism has been taken to a whole another level, which to me, I feel like this feminism is having a negative impact on the African home. It's having a negative impact on the union called marriage. It's having a negative impact in our society. Why am I saying this? Today, feminists on Instagram, Facebook, social media like YouTube, as well as I'm sitting here now, those who call themselves feminists feel like feminism is a war against the men. And I'm here to tell you today that I don't stand and I don't support that. For me, feminism is not a war against men, and I will tell you why. These people cry, I'm a feminist, I am a feminist. They are like launching a war against men. You understand? For example, today we have women on the social media that go on and call themselves kings simply because they feel like they are maybe, for example, a single mom who wants to call herself king, a woman that has achieved so many things in life wants to call herself king. Maybe she does not have a man in her life, or she has a man in her life and the man in her life is not being able to take care of some things financially and stuff. You see such women will start coming up on social media and calling themselves king, but you will never hear a man rise up to come and say, I am a king and a queen, or a man will even call himself a queen. Today, feminism is seen as a tool of competition in most marital homes. Women talk to their husbands anyhow. Women fight with their husband almost over everything. Because of what? Because of feminism. They use that term feminism, they use this aspect of feminism to destroy their home. Feminism does not mean disrespecting your husband. No, feminism means equality. It gives you the same right as your the opposite sex, and that opposite sex happens to be your husband, which means that if you get married to this man and you're a university graduate, you should be able to have a discussion. The man should be able to understand that, hey, my wife is a university graduate, it's okay for my wife to chase a career. The fact that I am married to her does not mean that her education and everything is going to be swept under the carpet. No, she also has the right to go and look for a job. She also has the right to pursue her career. You see all forms of hashtag on social media. For example, when a woman is being abused, when a woman comes up and say I was abused, you see every woman stands for that woman, that has said I have been abused by so and so man. For example, we have the famous case of Busola Dakolo. Now, I'm not saying that women should not stand up for women. I'm saying that stand up for something, because that thing is unjust. Don't just stand up because it is a woman that has said that she has been abused. Automatically, you just go and stand and start to support abuse. So, but today we forget to understand that there are so many homes today also that go through a lot of abuse. We have so many homes also that men in such homes are being abused by their wife. But in little or in very rare cases will you see a man coming up on social media to say that I have been abused. This does not mean that men don't have feeling. They also have feeling. They have blood flowing in their veins. Men also get abused. But if a man stands to say, okay, I was abused by my wife, the next thing you will see, nobody is going to try to create a hashtag to support that movement. Nobody is going to try to actually want to feel the pain of this man, to feel the pain of what he is going through in his house. There's just going to be a general cry from the woman, yes, abuse. But the things that some of you men also do, This, to me, this is not what feminism is supposed to be. Feminism is supposed to be fairness. It's supposed to be equality. The fact that you have a right to stay away from abusive relationship, from an abusive husband, is the same way a man also has the right to be able to stay away from an abusive wife. So to me, feminism has kind of raised a generation that has nothing like empathy. Feminism has raised a generation that has nothing like respect towards the other person. Feminism has raised a generation that have nothing of humanism in them, because the only thing they think of is the word woman. The only thing they think of is the creature woman. So now they become so selfish to the point that they begin to forget that the man is also a human being. The same rights you think you have, the same privileges you want to enjoy, you should also think that a man also has some rights that he wants to enjoy. The man also has some privileges that he wants to enjoy. But today, this is not what we see in most of our homes. We see the reverse. Any little argument that we have in our homes today, you will see some women will just raise up and start using the card of feminism. Feminism is not painting the man the devil and painting us what angels. We are not angels. We have very bad women out there. We have women that disrespect their husbands. We have women that shout, and some women also hit on their husbands. Men are not our enemies. Men are humans like us. Our husbands are not our enemies. Our husbands are human like us. Now, I know there are some men that do stupid things, that go to the extremes, that treat their wives like slaves. But in this context, we are talking about a normal human being, a normal man, a man that has all his faculties intact. Because a man that beats a wife, a man that's lays his hand on his wife, I always say this kind of people, they have something, they have mental issues. Okay, so nowadays I am not being comfortable. I'm not comfortable to say I'm a feminist because of the way 21st century feminists work. I have to stand for justice. It doesn't matter if the victim is a man or if the victim is a woman, because today we forget so much that men go through a lot. And in the world in which we live today, so many men can't speak up, because if they speak up, we have this group of women that will just pop off, boom. And instead to help them to think through their problem, instead to help them to rise up from their problem, we instead add more of them. By, for example, you might be in your house with your husband, and your husband will be like, I came back from work, I'm so tired, I had a very rough day. A woman will just be like, this is nothing compared to, maybe the woman is pregnant, the woman will be like, this is nothing compared to like being pregnant and having to go to the market, and having to cook for you and having to clean for this other kid. No, that is not what you're supposed to say to your husband. You're supposed to bring yourself down to also understand this man is a human being. He's tired. He cannot be pregnant. Yes, because we are created like that. We are unique in our own ways. We were given uniqueness. We have the uniqueness. We have this unique way of how we have to influence our society. As a woman, you have a uniqueness of being a woman. As a man, he's unique as a man. We have different ways through which we have to contribute to our society. And one of that is what is childbirth. It is not the man's fault that we are the one to carry a pregnancy through 9 months. It is not the man's fault that we are the one to push in the labor room. It is not the man's fault that we are the ones to have menstrual cycle every month. So because we have all these different things that we feel is so much, it's so painful, it's so all this, like it's weighing down on us, it should not stop us from also seeing that this man might also have things that he's going through. For example, he might have been to work, had a rough time at work with his boss, maybe he's even at the verge of losing his job, and he comes back home. What he expects from you is empathy. What he expects from you is affection. What he expects from you is for you to understand that he didn't have a good day today, and maybe show him some love. Not for you to tell him that what you went through is nothing as compared to what I've been going through in this house. You cannot never understand what it feels to be pregnant and cleaning. It's so funny that women, we claim so much and we want so much from this world, but yet we don't want to give in so much. I'm sorry to say this, some people be like, yeah, women go through a lot. So too does the man go through a lot. Understand? I don't want us to grow up in this with this mentality that the man is the devil. The man is not the devil. The man is not our enemy. The enemy we are running away from is our character and our belief towards a particular thing. So at the bottom line is this. I'm gonna say this. Feminism is not a tool for competition. Feminism is not a power struggle between you and your husband. Feminism does not mean because you are a woman, you have to talk to your husband and treat your husband anyhow. No, that is not what feminism is all about. Feminism does not mean that you should take away the respect that as a wife you owe your husband. Feminism does not mean that you should take away the uniqueness of being a wife, of doing those things that a woman knows how to do best. For example, caregivers. Women are caregivers, whether we like it it or not, I keep saying this every day, we should not take it away because we feel like feminism is here and it's 50-50. If I can clean, he can also clean. It is not a power struggle. Let your husband clean because he understands that the wife is tired, okay? Let your husband clean or wash or cook because he feels like my woman is tired, or he feels like I want to pamper my woman to do, or he feels like it's something okay for me to do. But don't go and start fighting your husband like, if you are hungry, go and fix your food yourself and eat. Feminism, it's not supposed to be like that, but unfortunately that is what is existing today. So I don't know, and I don't feel comfortable calling myself a feminist. I am okay calling myself a human rights activist because we are all human beings. Stand for justice. That is, if you know me from way back, you know I'm the person that always stands for justice, irrespective of who the accuser is. I don't care if it is my mom or my dad that is being accused of doing something. I'm going to talk to you, and if you're guilty, you're guilty. I'm going to treat you the same way I'm going to treat another person. If it's a woman that is guilty of something, treat that person the way you also treat a man. Don't be all nice and looking for way and excuses to exempt the woman simply because it's a woman, and simply because a woman has to stand for a woman, simply because you all are feminists. So when we cry out that gender equality, it wasn't made for women alone. Why don't you take a step backward and also try to look at the other side of gender equality? The other side of gender equality, who is standing there is the man, is your husband that is standing there. So if the way, the affections and the strength you are using to fight for your own gender equality, maybe you should also compromise to want to close this your chapter and for a moment look at the other side of gender equality, because on that other side is a man, and on that other side is a human being, and on the other side is your husband, maybe on the other side is your fiance. So maybe if you begin to look at it like that, then you want to treat your husband right. If you begin to look at it like that, then you want to be a good wife. If you begin to look at it like that, you will not see your husband as a competition. If you begin to look at that, you will not see your husband like someone that wants to enslave you. I insist, in the case where you have a normal husband, because some men are crazy. So this is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, in all, I'm just going to say we should choose to do right irrespective of who is standing in front of us. Just choose to be right, just choose to be fair, practice fairness, practice justice. If it's a woman that is standing in front of you, listen to her case, analyze it, and do what you would do if it was a man standing in front of you. So on this note, I rest my case. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Anyways, before I go, I want to say, if you're not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 15,000 subscribers as soon as possible, maybe by January. I know we can do this because we are favored squad. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Ciao ciao, have a blessed week, guys.